Today's video is very different. No fancy editing or reels or graphics. I just wanted to sit down and have a one-to-one conversation with you about what it's been like to be dropshipping on eBay over the past 30 days and whether or not it may be right for you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I will be referencing to my phone here and there, so if I look away, I'm not ignoring you. I just want to stay on topic so I don't ramble on this entire video. So the first thing I want to discuss with all of you is what have been some of the biggest surprises over the past 30 days while drop shipping on eBay. And there's going to be some good things that happen, there's going to be some bad things that happen, and I actually want to go ahead and address both. So eBay Marketplace remains one of the biggest marketplaces out there for both sellers and buyers. Now, throughout the last few years, there's been more and more attention going to TikTok Shop. Amazon, of course, is the elephant in the room, but there are still a very niche amount of customers who love to shop on eBay Marketplace. And we can't ignore the demand that's out there, because these are opportunities for you and I to set up stores and start selling right now on eBay. So if you ever had a concern about volume of sales, do customers still shop on eBay? Let me debunk that myth right here and right now. And the answer is yes. There are plenty of buyers looking for products on eBay, and you definitely cannot ignore that. So if this has been something that maybe has stopped you in the past, I hope this clears it up. As with the good, there's always bad things that happen. And one thing to note is that if you're not listing consistently on eBay, you are going to see a drop off both in your views, your impressions, your sales, and just overall store metrics. eBay likes to favor stores who are frequently introducing new products to their stores. So you have to be consistent. You can't afford to take a day off if you want to see real results drop shipping on eBay. And that's something that I noticed firsthand when I took a pause or a break from listing items consistently. When I listed items, my views were higher, my impressions were higher, I was getting sales. The moment I stopped or paused listing, views came down, impressions came down, and sales were severely impacted. So again, if you're considering eBay dropshipping, you have to be consistent, you have to be doing product research every single day, and you have to be getting products up into your store on a consistent basis. The next point I want to discuss with you is what I thought eBay dropshipping would be like versus what it's actually like today in 2025. And this is real talk, this is real truth coming from someone who's been dropshipping on this platform for quite some time now. And the one thing to note is that a few years ago, and when I say a few years ago, I'm saying more like, before the pandemic, eBay was a very active marketplace. And I could honestly say that back then, it was easier to get a lot more sales and much higher profits because, for one, there was less competition. There was no TikTok Shop. There was no Temu, there was no Shein. There weren't these other competing marketplaces like there are today. Back then it was just eBay versus Amazon, and that was it. So because of that, everyone had to adjust and now accept the new reality of what it's like to dropship on eBay in 2025. So yes, 4 or 5 years ago, I would say that would be very easy to start a store and be making, $10,000 in sales. It was very achievable. Now in 2025, I don't think so as much. And that's just my personal opinion. I welcome if you have a different point of view on this, let me know down in the comment section. But I think in 2025, it's more realistic to say that, you can make a good, few hundred to a couple $1,000 with eBay drop shipping. I wouldn't say that you can quit your daytime job and just dedicate yourself to only eBay drop shipping. Not in 2025, because there's just so much competition from other marketplaces. So if you're someone who wants to, quit their 9 to 5 and just dedicate themselves to eBay dropshipping, I would not recommend that. I would actually recommend you explore selling on other marketplaces and not just eBay. And this is something that most people probably won't tell you, but like I said, I wanted to have an honest conversation with all of you and what my experience has been. So just keep that in mind if you are considering starting eBay dropshipping in 2025. Moving on, I also want to share with all of you, the moments where I felt the most stuck during the past 30 days. And I think for everyone, it will resonate what I'm about to say. And that is when you hit a plateau of things are going great, you're getting sales, and then all of a sudden things kind of level off and nothing is happening. And that is so frustrating when you know you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results. And this is the part where you have to look at who are your suppliers, where are you sourcing products from, because if you're going down the route of the Home Depots, the Walmarts, and the Amazons, you're likely going to get stuck in this plateau because everybody else is doing the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong, these are great marketplaces to get started, to get your first couple sales, to get some quick wins when they're eBay dropshipping, just to prove the concept that it actually works. But at some point, you have to graduate and move on and work with other suppliers and eventually start getting into a place where you're actually drop shipping from wholesale suppliers. And this is exactly what I like to talk about with my one-on-one mentorships. People who reach out to me and just want some guidance and want me to lead them in the right direction. And that's what I tell them when we have those one-on-one conversations. Which, by the way, if you happen to be interested, want to get more information about these mentorships, all the information will be linked down below. You can book a free strategy call with me and we can just discuss what are some of your pain points, where I can help you, and take it from there. How I was able to overcome those moments of flatlining with my store was just starting to research and look into other suppliers, explore other products that are less saturated, less competition, products that actually solve a problem, that are evergreen, that are going to sell year round, has been the most significant thing I could have done to get my store going in a more positive direction. So that will be a recommendation to you if you want to start eBay dropshipping in 2025. Start out with what everybody, first begins with when they dropship on eBay, but then start to look into other suppliers, other niches, products that are more evergreen, that are going to sell all year round. And that should get you off of that slump inside of your eBay store. Now, if you were to ask me what is the one thing that I wished, I knew before I even got started, was the fact that it wasn't going to be easy. And I don't want to lie to anyone and say that, hey, just open up a store, list products, and you're gonna make a ton of money, because that is absolutely not true. It is going to take some time. You're gonna have to be patient. And over time, as you perfect the skill, then you're going to start to see all the benefits and start to earn money by drop shipping products. But beware, it's going to be a slow grind in the beginning. It doesn't mean that this doesn't work. It's just that when you first start out, you have a lot of things going against you. For one, you have a brand new store. You don't have any feedback, so it'll be difficult for people to trust you on eBay. Although it won't stop people from actually making purchases, because when I first started, my first few purchases on eBay inside of my store, I had 0 reviews. So it's not going to stop you, but it's going to slow you down in the sense that you're probably not going to get repeated sales in the beginning. But over time, if you handle your products correctly, you ship on time, you provide excellent customer service, customers will go ahead and leave you reviews, which is going to help tremendously as you scale your eBay dropshipping store. My final advice is that if you want to start eBay dropshipping, there's no better time to start than right now. eBay dropshipping remains one of the easiest ways to get started with e-commerce, much easier than Shopify dropshipping, starting your own wholesale business, and even doing TikTok shop or even Amazon. It's very beginner friendly. But it does take some work, some sweat equity, and with the right guidance and direction, you will succeed and start getting sales inside of your eBay dropshipping store.